Yo, whiskey YouTube, man. Welcome back to another Rainbow Six Siege Tips Guide tutorial. In today's Tips Guide tutorial, I'm going to be going over a tier list and what my opinion on the Defenders tier list. So, if you're new to the channel, you want to get better at the game, why not subscribe? Because this is the channel for you. I guarantee you by the end of the week, if you watch my videos, you will get better at the game. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, for our first operator, by the way, this list is going from best to worst, as in S being the worst and D being useless or the worst. So S is obviously superior to the best, so that's where Jaeger should go. I think Jaeger is a great operator. He brings a lot of utility. Oh my goodness, utility to the team. He has barbed wire. He has a great gun, and he just moves different. If you play Jaeger, you know he just like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think what I'm gonna do here for this video, I'm gonna go over eventually I'm gonna go from what's over on the roll. I'm just gonna do that from left to right or whatever. So obviously recruit goes in the D tier. He's useless. You don't have recruit in ranked, so that's what it is. And by the way, I'm doing a voiceover after I've done this tier list because I had some audio issues, so that's what we're gonna do. So now B is gonna be kind of like a how do I put this, a strategical and situational row. So don't take that row too seriously. As you can see, I'm putting Castle and Echo in that row because Castle and Echo, they're somewhat situational. I do move Echo at the end of the video to the A tier. You're gonna see why, but Castle and Echo are situational. Castle, he's strat. You mostly run strats when you have Castle, or you're doing something, and it's not like you're just putting him up. You know exactly what you're doing, and with Castle, you're not just running Castle to run Castle. So Smoke definitely goes in the A tier, right below the S tier, because he's a great operator. He can be used in all situations. His guns are great. Everything about him makes him a very good operator. Now, as you can see, going on to Mute, I'm going to put him in the B tier, because Mute, once again, he can be situational or strategic in some situations, and he's really good. And he doesn't belong to go in the C tier. That's why I think Mute goes there. Now on to Pulse. Situational, strategical, same type of thing. If you go on coastline, you go under hookah and village and go in sunrise and try to see for the planner. So situational. Now Rook and Doc, they belong in the C tier for a very specific reason, and that is because obviously people do run these operators, but it's not the biggest impact. Doc comes in clutch a lot of the times, or more times than you know what I'm saying. He comes in clutch, but it's not every single game, every single round he comes in clutch. But obviously he does come in clutch, you know what I'm saying, eventually. You know what I'm saying? It's not every round though. So that's why he belongs in the C tier. He's useful, but not really. Now Tachanka and Capcan, they're not really useful at all. Like, they're not really useful. That's why they're going on the worst list and in the D tier, because they're not that good, and they're just you just don't use them in high levels. You don't really use these two operators because there's better operators you can use. Now Frost goes in situational because situational and kind of strategic, because you know exactly where people are coming from, so that's where you're gonna put your Frost at. Now Bandit definitely goes in A tier. He's very useful on about every site in the game in ranked, because he's a wall denial. Wall denial is extremely useful. And like Cade soon will go into the A tier once I get to it. So Valkyrie, I was thinking about Valkyrie, and I was having a little bit of some issues in my head, because I'm thinking, like, is she S tier? Not really. So therefore I wasn't really having issues. I was just like really thinking deep into it of where Valkyrie should go. But I believe she belongs in A tier, because if you think about it, she brings C4, she brings barbed wire or shield, I think she has now, right? And she has 3 cams that if you place wisely, they will become very useful in game, beginning of the game, and you can spawn people in it. So she brings a lot to the team that is very helpful. And that's why Valkyrie goes and belongs in that A tier, because she's, you know what I'm saying, throwing up the 4 for foes, you know what I'm saying? She's a pretty good operator if you don't know what the 4 for foes mean. But yeah, now Cav, obviously Cav D tier. She doesn't belong anywhere above that because she's Caviera, you know what I'm saying? You get the Terry Kitchen sometimes, but just like a 30% chance that it actually happens, unless you're really sneaky with it. But she just belongs in the D tier because it's Caviera. You don't really pick Cav, and this is a ranked tier list. This is me playing ranked, or in the experiences I've had in ranked. So this is not casual. This is not, you know what I'm saying, custom games. But listen, Mirror, also strategical and situational. You run strats with her on theme park. If you go initiation in office, you run the little strat, the castle, the mute, and the mirror, and you run that. So that's why I think it's situational. because strategic, because you use her for specific reasons, and that's basically what strategic is that you use that operator for a specific reason. Now, who did I just put up? I didn't put nobody up. We're talking about Legion now. Okay, so Legion, great operator. I'm having a little bit of troubles thinking where she go. C tier or B tier, but then in my head I'm tripping. Like, this operator Legion is really good, even though he more comes in into play into late round and actually does damage late round, like 30 seconds, 15 seconds late round. You know what I'm talking about? So that's why he goes in B tier, because he's a little bit situational. Because if somebody hits Legion at the beginning of the round, it doesn't really matter unless you're in that area to capitalize on him and get that kill. But late round, he hits that Legion. It takes time. It takes about, I don't know how many seconds, but like 1 or 3, I mean, not 2 or 3, 4 or 5 seconds. I don't know. I can't remember exactly how many seconds, but it does stop the attackers from either getting a plant off, from running in without you knowing, and they have to take damage and worry about you shooting at them and pulling out that Legion. Now on to one of the most craziest operators that's ever been added into this game, Ela. She has to go in the S tier. Now, by the way, y'all don't have to agree with this. Y'all can disagree. I'm not going to hold y'all against your opinions and try to fight and argue with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Have your opinions. This is mine. This is my tier list, and this is what I think how it should works. So, Ela, great operator. Gadget's incredible. It's very dangerous. He's an offensive threat. I mean, defensive threat right there. You know what I'm saying? That's why she goes where she is. And Vigil is basically unstoppable in the right hands, or even in the semi-right hands, because he's Vigil. You can't drone him, and if you play him correctly, you use your Vigils at the right time, he's very dangerous and he's very useful. That's why they belong in that S tier, because they're superior operators, and those operators stand out of the most. When you see Vigil and Ela, and you see them, you know it's like, okay, we're gonna have a little bit of a problem in the high ranks, is what I mean, going against these operators, because it's not the easiest to take out due to their gadgets. Now, Maestro, amazing. That's why he goes in the S tier. That's A tier. That's why you see I move Echo too into the A tier, because Maestro, he has a great gadget, great gun, and he's just a whole sight. He just sit down and hold down that fort. He has a great gadget to do it. He has his evil eye cams that help you to watch basically any angle possible from any direction, and he also has his shocks that you can use. Now, Echo, as you can see, I put him in the A tier. Now, why am I putting Cade and Mozzie? Cade is no brainer why I'm putting Cade. Cade is a great operator. He's just like Bandit. He's walled now, brings C4, and he's very useful on many maps. Mozzie, very useful. I probably should have put him in the B tier, but I feel like if you use him correctly and use him, I'm thinking of best case scenario, right? When I use these operators, best case scenario, a little bit, not really too much, but Mozzie belongs here. He brings, that's why I think I should move to B tier, but it's because of his 50-50. Sometimes you get a drone, sometimes you don't, if you're playing against good players. You know what I'm saying? You don't always get a drone, so that's why he goes there. Well, my no-brainer, he's just like Jaeger, but he doesn't belong in the S tier because his gadget is not the same. I mean, his gun is not the same as Jaeger's gun. Jaeger's gun is very good, and Wamai is not the worst, but it is not better than his gun. That's why he belongs in the A tier. Now, Goyo, not the best operator, more situational. He has a great gun, but he just doesn't belong anything higher than the B tier, because like I said, you use him in situational, in my opinion, in strategic situations where you set a shield up here, stop attackers from pushing here. Let's say on coastline, on kitchen service entrance, you put a Goyo there so they can't just walk in and plant. There will be something in their way, and that's why he goes there. On to Oryx. He's not that crazy. That's why he goes in C tier. He's basically the Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, if you know what I'm talking about. He has a gun, he can run through walls, he can jump through hatches. It's not nothing crazy. It's pretty simple. He doesn't change the flow of the team unless he goes off and gets kills, but that's not changing his role. He doesn't really have a role. So onto Rooney. Rooney's a credible operator. Her gadget brings a lot of you know what I'm saying, heaviness to the team, and it really changes the way of playing. When you have a Rooney and I forgot her name. The one next to Vigil. I'm sorry, I forgot her name. The one next to Vigil. It really changes the flow of the game and the team. So that's why Rooney goes there, because he's really credible. Guns is really good. May not be the best on ammo wise when it comes to her SMG, but that's where I'm gonna cap it off. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If y'all want to see more tier lists, I might do an attacker tier list part 2. So if y'all want to see that, let me know in the comment section below. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. know what I'm saying? Shout out to the loyals, man. I appreciate y'all boys for sticking to the end of this video. You have. I thank you. Appreciate you for listening to my thoughts and opinions. But you already know how it is. If y'all want more, subscribe. Why not? It's free. And this is for free. It's for you. But it's jobby. And I'm out.